Hey shawties, and welcome back to the third episode of the New Media Collective podcast. I'm your host, Julia, and today I'm joined by two very special, lovely ladies. Care to introduce yourself, special guests?
Hi guys, I'm Hadassah.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
Oh my god. And today we have a very interesting topic. I think that we have a lot to say today. Today we're going to be going over Manic Pixie Dream Girls. And I feel like when I was talking to a lot of people this week, after I was watching all these films, a lot of people don't know what a Manic Pixie Dream Girl is. So, briefly, I want to catch everybody up, bring us all up to speed, and give us all a quick definition of a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, like what she is. I feel like there's a lot to be said. There's a lot of different like ideas and tropes that fall into it, but typically the Manic Pixie Dream Girl is a young, heavy emphasis on white woman. Always has bangs. She's always gotta have bangs. Who crash lands into the male lead's stuck and lonely life. In order to shake things up, she gives him a new perspective and reflection and purpose and direction in his life. She's always very one-dimensional, and she exists only in the confines of this man's ideal world and what he wants her to be. He's essentially only in love with this idea of her because she's wild and free and very much so, heavy air quotes, not like other girls. Because she sticks out aesthetically and she's fun. She has a different personality. She has a youthful nature. She listens to pretentious bands and watches old films and does artistic things. And I think some of the other common tropes, just to rapid fire a few before we really dive into this, because I really want to paint this picture for our wonderful listeners. So typically what I noticed is that the men were all suffering from like a massive heartbreak.
Yeah.
Like all of them had like a big breakup.
Yeah.
Which was like, or they were in like a complicated relationship that they were trying to get out of. Always wait. I have to say that again.
I know.
For context, we're three brown baddies. So it's like,
That was funny because that was like the first thing that I saw was that they were all white and
right.
I was not.
Right. Right. It's like, oh, okay. We all bangs though.
Okay, period.
Well,
Guys, I cut my bangs.
Oh,
I'm just like not like other girls,
I know.
so.
No, but we're not like other girls. Like we all have bangs.
Oh.
Yeah, we all have different types of
Oh
bangs.
my god! Wait, my bang's not banging right now. Hold on. Let me
We got
cook.
the curtain bangs. Hadassah has the curtain bangs. Julie has like the more like
standard.
She's like baby
K-drama
bangs.
ass
Oh,
bangs.
Stop it. K-drama, what does
I'm
that
like,
mean?
I don't know.
It's giving oh my word, stop. I just thought of
Like baby bangs.
It's giving Cabbage Patch, but like in the cutest way. Like I want to put you in my pocket.
Trust. Okay, I'm trusting you. To finish rapid firing off this list, the men are always villains, except for Tom Cruise. He's never a villain.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They're always villains. Okay, Saber thoughts. No.
Okay.
I'm zipping.
Right. But in addition, the man wants the girl to be wild and free and wants her to be obsessed with him and her whole existence to just be only him, but not too much. Like she only can exist for him and exist to love him and be just wild enough so that he can control it and control her. And when she like pushes those bounds, he doesn't want her anymore. But again, she's like very one-dimensional, so she only exists to push him further in his development and in bettering himself. Also, another through line, she's always fantastical, unreal, intangible. She's simply just not real. Like in all of these films specifically, the man like wants the idea of her, but she's mysterious and cool, and she's not basic. And I think on that note, we've set the stage. Hadassah, what film did you bring to the table for us today?
Okay, you guys. So I chose a very like fun and entertaining piece. The name is Scott Pilgrim.
Oh
right?
my god. Classic.
Period.
Classic,
Period. Thank you very much.
We have to. I feel like this is like, we have to talk about, if we're talking about Manic Pixie,
Yes,
we can't not talk
yes.
about Ramona.
Miss Ramona Flowers, right?
Right.
That's funny because I feel like she's like the poster child of like Manic
100%,
Pixie Dream Girl.
100%.
But anyways, so it's a very colorful movie that is about an awkward and unserious musician who is a womanizer of sorts. He can get with girls, but he can also dump them just as fast until he meets our manic dream pixie girl, who is Ramona Flowers. But then, guys, she isn't just like any other girl. Scott has to work for her. He has to battle, actually, an army of exes that will stop at nothing to see Ramona by herself.
Right.
And I feel like it's kind of interesting because I feel like you either like Scott Pilgrim or you don't. Personally, I mean the film. Like I feel like it was very entertaining, but I get for like it's not everyone's cup of tea is what I'm trying to say. So throughout the movie, they defeat X after X after X after X. Also, like, how can she pull 7 guys, but I can't pull 1?
Oh, true.
Okay, anyways. Why'd you agree?
Okay,
but you were like...
No, I'm in the trenches.
Okay, you looked
not
at me.
Baby. Oh, sorry, because you caught my attention. I was like, oh.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyways, save that for later. So when it seems like Scott has finally defeated everyone, there's this heartwarming moment where he apologizes for all the women that he hurt, which honestly was a lot of women, guys. It was the drummer. It was my girl Knives. And in the end, he defeats the last one.
His ex, no?
Oh yeah, the Envy girl.
Mm-hmm.
And when he defeated this last like tech nerd of an ex, whatever, I don't even know. It's giving Mark Zuckerberg. Anyways, Ramona wants to leave after she sees Scott and his ex, which is Knives, together, but then Scott, of course, chooses her.
Of course, because of course all these men get a second chance, even though they don't deserve
Right,
it, and they all end up with the girl in the end. I don't think a single one of these films, the guy doesn't get like a second chance with the girl.
That is so. Or there's always like some redeeming moment
but
for
like,
them.
they don't deserve it.
I mean, like,
anything,
to what extent is it even authentic? You know. I just wanted to like point out too, like the film had a lot of different kinds of women too, like the drummer, you know, she's like she was mad at Scott for like the whole time, whatever, but she's like grungy, she's like this like really cool chick. You have Knives, who is this like Asian
Period.
Knives supremacy.
Who's your bias in Scott Pilgrim?
Knives.
Okay,
anyways, so we have her who's like this really like, stereotypical Asian girl.
Yeah.
She's like the good girl. We don't hug, we don't hold hands, that kind of stuff. Then we have Envy, which Jilly mentioned earlier, who is in the successful rock band thing. But then we have Miss Ramona Flowers, who is literally the driest person who I've ever seen on character. But she is the Manic Dream Pixie Girl. And I just wanted to point out that I think she's a different version of a Manic Pixie Girl because she's not bubbly, she's not to an extent like as colorful as some of the other girls we're going to talk about. But she's sarcastic and dark. But the thing that makes her a Manic Pixie Girl is the fact that she's Scott's dream girl, which elevates her.
On that note, I do think though that it fits for her because all these like Manic Pixie dream girls, for these men, they're like a new frontier for the man to conquer and explore and like unpack and like because they can't conceptualize a woman being cool on her own. So it's like
and like. Kind of like what I said earlier too, like he got everyone just like that until he actually had to work for her.
Crazy.
Like literally, he had to battle all these people.
Can we all discuss as Asians in this room?
You like looked at us. I was like, what?
Okay. Because why do these nerdy white losers?
Stop! That's my type.
Why?
Guys, I have to confess, that's my type. Okay, but like.
But also,
but like, okay, anyways.
Can we just, but so for real?
I know.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Knives with him.
Oh my word, yes.
He's like a pedophile.
I thought it was like, just totally like, oh, he's dating a high schooler, that's it. like, we're not gonna talk about that.
He also, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I just thought she was really disappointing as a character. I feel like the most interesting thing about her is honestly her fashion. The fact that she changes hairs, like her hairstyle, whatever, every week. I think she has nothing to offer people, honestly.
Period.
Exactly.
No, drag her.
No.
Drag her.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Anyways, she has commitment issues, which I get, but whenever a problem occurs, she's the first one out, you know? So definitely, I just feel like what you were saying,
sucks.
one-dimensional, basically. She, like, can't have another, I don't even think that she had another conversation with another woman that wasn't about a
We were
guy.
talking about that thing, the Bechdel test or whatever. Like, she would not pass that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, personally,
Okay.
I have
Stop.
I have personal beef with Ramona because, bro. Okay. These men love to compare me to Ramona Flowers.
Stop.
Which is so not a compliment. Like, I think that I agree. She's one-dimensional, and she's honestly a terrible person. Like, I don't like her. I feel like I would not want to date her, but, like, yeah, she's super cool, and I'm super cool, and we both have, like, a funky style, very alternative. But it's because, also, I have blue hair. She has famously blue hair. We both change our hair a lot.
Yeah.
I change my hair a lot, but I don't know. I've been told that in a way where it's like, oh, please, no.
Yeah.
Like,
They thought they
she
ate.
sucks. They thought
yeah,
they ate, but
they
don't.
did, yeah.
So
It's not
I
a
personally
compliment.
have beef with her because...
Exactly,
But
exactly.
I do feel like I don't resonate with Ramona as much as I resonate with the other girls.
That is so
that's
true, though,
That I
and
watched, yeah.
which is kind of weird in a sense, because I feel like when you first brought up the idea of a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, she was the first one that came into my head, which is so, like,
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
And kind of going about, like, taking on that route, I felt for Knives the whole like movie, guys. Like, it's not just because she's Asian, like, I promise. I saw how, like, she literally changed, she dyed her hair for this man. She changed her
Basic little white
personality for real.
For
So
a
that
loser.
hurt.
For
That
a
hurt.
He is a loser.
I saw myself. Oh. Anyways, and I don't know, guys. I just, like, as a woman of color, just seeing her, like, change herself to be like this white woman who is getting all the attention. Like, everybody wanted to be Ramona Flowers' friend. I don't know why. Like, truly.
Because she's like the thin, cool white girl. It's just
Yeah.
like, it sucks. I agree. It sucks. I feel like not enough people talk about how, like, damn, like, Knives got fucked over. That is the. That's
Oh, I thought you were about to cry. I thought you were, like, tearing up.
No.
Knives.
That's the POC experience. Like, actually, so
yes.
like that, like, feeling of, like, especially when you, like, go out with, like, your pretty white
Yeah,
friend.
oh my
and all
God,
the guys flock to
yes.
her.
So, yeah, that, which honestly, like, that's
Right.
why I feel like growing up, I feel like everybody can relate to seeing a Manic Pixie girl on TV and then wanting to be like her because
she's
she's
cool.
cool. She has everyone's attention. Everyone likes her.
But not all of us can have bangs. Not all of us
Wait, not the
funky
bangs.
tights.
Bang.
Not all of bangs. Not all of us can be white with funky tights and
Yes,
bangs. So it's like,
right,
what are we supposed to
right.
do with that information?
Exactly.
Right.
So I just thought that was, like, really interesting how it's, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, growing up, there is that sentiment of just, like, wanting to be different from other girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah. Jilly, do you have any inspiring comments about this?
No.
I feel like Scott Pilgrim is just like it's just an entertaining. It's an entertaining. It's a light. It's a lot lighter than it's a lot. It went downhill for me. I started with Scott, and then it was like.
And I actually watched it in the order that we're gonna talk about. I watched Scott.
Oh my goodness, same.
Then Ruby Sparks,
and then Vanilla Sky. Me too.
Yeah, which is
Really?
the elite order.
I went
because
to-
it gets like
Oh.
progressively more
I
intense.
got the opposite way.
Oh.
I started with Vanilla Sky.
But then it's healing. It's healing. It's
Maybe
healing.
that's why Sunday was like a terrible
Oh
day.
my God. Wait, stop. I was telling Joey, I
I'm
literally,
not in bed.
I
watched it in the morning.
Yeah, you
I watched
texted
it
me.
in the morning and I literally just laid in bed.
That's too much. Stop, girl. I had the same experience. I literally, I was dead
Oh,
after that, and then I read this,
Oh
like,
my
other, like,
God.
depressing book too, and I just wanted a feel good
my God.
movie. But tell me why I'm on the Netflix, the cheap plan. So all the feel good movies were locked for me.
Right. Oh, they locked
They
it.
locked
You
it
have a
out.
subscription that
So
they
guys,
lock
I
out
like.
Wait, so did
I'm
ass.
still.
Netflix doesn't. I thought it was just they have ads, but they locked.
No,
it
they
out.
locked
certain movies.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah. So
Boo,
guys, I'm in the
tomato.
trenches right now.
Tomato,
Okay.
tomato,
Tomato.
Boo, boo, boo. Wait, you know what?
Thank you. If anybody wants to go fund my Netflix or any.
All of our
subscription,
Netflixes,
thank
can
you.
voice.
Oh, also, can I just say something really quick too?
Mm-hmm.
I
Maybe.
feel like it's interesting how Scott Pilgrim, like I know it's like a funny like satire or whatever. They played on races a lot. Like for example, somebody called knives kung pao chicken.
No, I my jaw dropped. I'm like,
why
would you say that?
That felt personal,
Yeah.
but and then like the whole like one of the exes was
Matthew
an
Patel.
Indian, yes,
Yeah.
and he like
That's
played
the
on the
song.
Bollywood, yeah, the Bollywood.
Wow.
That ate.
that.
Okay.
No,
No, we're all fighting.
No, but okay. No, but I was gonna say there's this one line. Did she say like he needs to shower or something? I'm like, isn't that kind of racist? I'm like, she said that to him. I'm like, oh,
I mean,
okay.
That's
That's
not.
not.
Oh, but no,
yeah.
low-key, I enjoyed watching it again because I watched this movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Watching the Matthew Patel
It's
like
different.
his song scene, and then when Envy does the sing it.
Okay, sing it, girl.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my God.
that always hits.
No, it was good. It was good. Honestly,
I
like,
love
was
that
a
movie.
good
I do
movie.
Yeah.
love that movie. I think it's,
Yeah.
I would recommend it. Well, how would we all rate
oh,
Scott
okay.
Pilgrim?
Wait, on it. Oh, okay.
5.
Like
Oh, wait.
5.
Is
Like,
it
put my
subjectively
letterbox
or
on.
objectively?
Just rate it. How would you rate her?
Honestly, I'd give it like. Honestly, I don't know. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Which is,
Yeah,
I know that's
I
pretty
agree,
high,
4 to
but
5.
Oh.
4 to 5.
yeah. What
I
you
gave
give?
it a 3.5 for my letterbox.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I give it a. Wait, I gave mine a. I think
On
I
the
also give it similar-
letterbox?
Yeah, we
Like
all have
3.5?
letterbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Wait, why'd you give it a 3.5?
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
4 stars should be like good movies.
Oh.
Cause I like Scott Pilgrim.
Don't
Trust
go
me.
with the Scott Pilgrim fans.
No,
Yeah, they're
I know that's
scary.
true. They are. They
Cult
terrify me.
classic,
I noticed.
like-
No, but I do like. I love it as a movie. But I just did not like the characters that much. Like Scott Pilgrim himself, he pissed me off. And
Yeah,
like
that's
Ramona,
true.
I'm like, she's okay.
That's why they deserved each other at the end.
They did. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for me, like, it was more of just like, I feel like it was ahead of its time when it was
That's true. Yeah.
made, and I feel
especially just like the way it was made. Like,
Yeah,
the cinematography
exactly.
and
Yeah.
the editing and everything.
yeah, it
it's-
was
It's really. I like it. I
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. It was nice
Yeah,
to
period.
watch again.
Mm-hmm.
Our next film.
yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Which, oh god, hold me back. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to after you describe the plot, but
Okay.
oh my god.
She's like forcing.
Stop. Okay, so our next movie.
What was that?
Did you speak up?
It's a ghost.
Speak up?
Huh?
What?
Huh? Did you hear something? Right.
Did you guys
Oh.
hear?
Would you like to tell us about Ruby Sparks?
Okay, so our next movie is Ruby Sparks. So basically it stars Paul Dano and Zoe Kazan. So Paul Dano plays Calvin. He's a young author currently going through writer's block. He kind of peaked when he was a teenager with his first novel, and he's just been struggling ever since. And all of a sudden, he just has like this dream of like some mysterious girl, like across like a sunset or whatever. Okay, and then, so inspired, he decides to write about her, giving her like this basically manic pixie dream girl personality. She's different, she's quirky, and he writes her as like this perfectly imperfect girl, unattainable yet a reflection of everything he wants. Suddenly, he finds that she's brought to life, unaware that she's been created by him, and that her actions and personality can be changed at will by Calvin.
Interesting.
It was good.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
interesting. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Ruby Sparks. She's like a manic pixie dream girl, like on crack. Like she's literally like a dream girl. Like she,
No, she.
Yeah.
No,
It
literally
like,
is.
She's literally.
he
his
dreams
dream.
her and like she's real.
Yes.
Is
Hello.
my mic okay?
Can we please hold on? This was the funniest. I
Okay.
just have to say this thought really fast. It's the fact that he managed to give a fake literal, she's not real, but he managed to give her depression.
Oh, right?
And intense loneliness. Like, bro, maybe you're the problem. Like, I promise you,
he's
it's not
projecting.
the women, it's you. It's actually you. Like, oh my god.
That's too funny.
How did he manage to give her such intense, like, she was going through
Yeah.
it.
Oh
It was
my
bad. It was
dude,
bad.
she was like
Yeah.
up and down. Dude, the part where he accidentally leaves her
Oh,
at the
I was really gonna
crosswalk
talk about
and
that.
she
I love that
becomes
scene.
a baby.
I do love
I
Oh my
That's
Which, can I
stop.
make a point on that too? I didn't really mention this earlier, but I feel like another, especially in this movie, like the Manic Pixie Dream Girls always have a sort of like youthful quality
Yeah.
that's like a bit like, oh, she's childish, but they always go for like an older man.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Ruby goes for a guy who's like older, like
Oh,
he's
yes,
in his 20s.
yes.
Like, I-
It's like because they want them to be like childish and youthful,
You know
but
what?
like
it's-
because they want to be able to like guide her.
Oh,
They want, like, that
yeah.
innocence.
Okay, you know what? You know what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
giving?
yeah.
It's giving Lolita. That's literally what
Yeah.
popped in
Yeah.
my
It
head.
is,
I'm
it
like,
is. Oh my god, yes, it is. Especially when you think about like how he like creates her. Also in, well, not to like jump ahead too much, but I was just thinking about the scene in Vanilla Sky where Sophia is walking around like eating grapes on the road. Just she's so
Oh,
like,
no,
ditzy.
she's
Like,
eating
what are you
them.
doing?
Like, girl.
And that is also
So
well,
funny.
we'll get
Okay,
to that.
anyway, sorry.
But yeah, but can I be so honest?
I'm scared.
Paul Dano.
Oh my word. Get out
Go
of here.
on. Go on.
He's so bro, listen,
Yes.
especially in this movie,
That's
he's
fair.
so fine. Like, it's hard to fault him because he's so
Oh,
fine.
stop.
Just kidding. He's a villain. He's actually the villain. But like, wow, I was going out of my mind. I was watching this with my roommate and their boyfriend, and the whole time he was just like, I hope this ends with him dying. And I was like, nobody's so sexy. Because he's the worst.
No, yeah. I mean, I wanted to talk about like the fact that she's not real. I know one of you mentioned like oh she goes for older guys. Like I know like when he was writing like her little backstory or whatever, like he was like oh she slept with her teachers and stuff like that. And then he writes these like I guess you could call it like traumas, I guess. But he writes some like accessories for her. Like they're like it's amusing to him.
Right, because it makes her sexier.
I
Like, he finds
know.
it hot. Like, he finds it hot that she was groomed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He finds it hot that, like,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
younger and
Mhm.
needs guidance and is, like, yeah.
Mhm.
It's crazy. Yeah, because they just,
Yeah.
like, serve to...
Yeah.
They exist to serve the male character every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and I know one of you mentioned the one scene on the street and like starts crying because he like let go of her
Oh, my
hand.
God.
Like, and then like that just reminds me like something I want to talk about because like when that happened like it was because like she started to become more independent. Like she wanted friends and a
yeah, art
job. Like
classes.
basically she wanted a life like outside of their relationship. And he's like he felt really threatened by this, so he wrote that she would be miserable without him. And then suddenly when she's too clingy, so he has to like write her like to not be too clingy, that kind of thing. Like
Right. Because
Like-
they can't just have her be a person.
they can't
You know
exactly.
what's crazy, too? Is, like, none of this... Like, this whole movie wouldn't have happened if he was just, like, normal. Because, like, he wrote her and it was all fine. Like, he should have
Yeah.
just let her be her own person inside the
Mhm.
relationship. But because, like,
Yeah,
the whole point of the Manic
yeah.
Pixie Dream Girl is that they want, like, them to be these, like, carefree spirits. But, like,
Right.
in the control
Yeah.
of the man. Like, the man wants to
Yeah.
totally control.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I just don't understand how he actually made his fake girlfriend spiral so bad that he had to wipe her memory.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Every time
actually.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's interesting too because there's like kind of three relationships that are being discussed in the movie because you have the brother and the sister-in-law and then you have like the mother and like the new dad, whatever. But for the brother, like he did tell the guy, he was like, hey, like you can't lose her, and like I did lose my like wife once, and that like the idea of just losing the dream pixie girl, or like actually losing the idea of her,
Yeah.
that's what caused them to actually starting to change her. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think also, like, what was the most jarring with that was when he exercised his, like, total control.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
I
scary.
think
That
that's
was so
scary.
scary.
Because
Yeah.
it's like, why would you do... Okay, you proved your point, but it's the fact that he, before setting her quote-unquote free, because you know, of course, at the end, he gets back with her, of course. But, like, it's the fact that he had to exercise his total control and totally humiliate her. Like,
Yeah.
making her act like a dog.
Oh,
They-
yeah, I know.
He made her like act like a kid.
Yeah.
It made her strip. As
Oh,
she was,
that
like,
was so
yeah.
bad. That was
It was
so
like,
bad.
whoa,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Actually,
Paul,
yeah.
I can't defend you. I liked the movie though. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
But I liked Ruby a lot. She's probably my favorite Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Personally, I think that I think it's interesting that Zoe Kazan, I think is how you say her name.
Yeah, I don't know
know.
what I'm saying.
I like that, like, she was the one who wrote.
Yeah, she wrote
created
it.
Ruby,
Yes,
she wrote
and
the
then
movie,
made
they're
it
together.
live.
Right,
Okay.
but I feel like because it was, you could tell it was made by a woman. Although
Yeah.
still, I don't know. I could see how it still falls trapped to its ideology that it's trying to like talk
like,
about
go
and make
against.
fun of and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
subvert. But I feel like it still is like, but I don't know. I like Ruby
Yeah.
more so than the other ones. I think she's
Yeah.
more of a person.
I was
feel
gonna say
like,
that. Yeah.
I think that's just because like
She
she was
tried.
written by like an actual woman. Like who knows
Right.
that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
She's written by a woman
Who's written
by a man.
Yeah.
But like she tried to have her own person. Like she
Yeah.
No,
gave
she-
a valiant
Yeah,
effort.
I mean, I
Yeah.
will argue that she has a good personality. I mean, Ramona's out here like,
She's just
Giving us
awful.
nothing.
yeah,
she's
actually,
nice.
yeah, for real, actually.
It's just like, yeah, I think it's interesting that like they showed her trying to be her own person, but then they
Yeah.
also very like clearly showed. I can't remember Paul's character's name.
I don't think did they
They do.
mention it? Oh, they do.
It starts with a C, but they like show him explicitly
Calvin.
shutting that down.
Calvin,
Calvin,
yes,
Calvin
yes.
explicitly shutting that down
Yeah.
and not being okay with it. Instead of just like in the other films where they, I don't know. I think this movie handles the Manic Pixie Dream Girl more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Just reminded me of the quote that I wrote down, where he's like, where they're back from like the family trip, you know, and like as you guys were saying, like he was terrible to his parents who were actually genuinely trying to make an effort with him, and he was just like, I don't need anybody, all I need is you. And Ruby Sparks goes, that's a lot of pressure. It's because they, like the Manic Pixie Dream Girls, they feel that pressure to live up to the expectation, and when they don't, that's just when they're just like cut off.
Right, that's true. I think also what is really on my mind is the fact that like, yeah, especially in this movie, they really showed that like she was like childish but in a sexual way.
Oh, yes.
Which I feel like,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely giving like more Lolita than anything else.
It was.
Like it
Paul's
kind of made me
definitely weird.
it made me
he's
really uncomfortable. Yeah.
It was weird to watch. Honestly, like there was a lot of aspects of this film that I wasn't expecting. I think I hadn't watched it before because I thought it was more of a standard rom-com, and I didn't realize that it was like not.
Yeah.
Before we was like thinking of what movies to watch for this,
Yeah.
I've heard of her being Amanda Pixie Dream Girl, but I didn't realize it was gonna handle it in this way. So it's
Yeah.
really interesting.
For
Yeah.
sure. I don't know why. Like before I watched it, I thought it was gonna be like the movie Her, where it is that idea of like this lonely
That would've
man
been a good
who
one.
finds this girl, and basically she completes him, right? But I feel like this movie took sort of like a dark, not necessarily a dark, I don't know how to describe it, but like the ending scene, definitely
the
like
climax was
yes,
intense. Like,
exactly.
I think this is
yeah.
a film where like you can really tell like this is the climax of the film. Like this is
Yeah.
getting really intense. Like it's
Yeah.
at a breaking point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was interesting too, because in the beginning, like when she was normal, they were kind of cute. I don't know.
Right. None of
They're
this had to
fine.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes,
because
exactly,
The man
yes.
is so he's just
so insecure.
Guys, and if you
know.
think about it, like she literally asked for one night off.
I know,
like
literally.
one night. She has to. She's paying for her own apartment. Like, come on now.
Right, because who's paying her bills?
Actually though?
Like, was he paying for her apartment?
Well,
And
he did say that he
would
was just
support
gonna.
her.
He was
But
supporting.
like, she just wanted to go to art class with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wanted friends.
That is awful. Also, of course, she's an artist. All these Manic
Oh
Pixie
my
Dream
goodness,
girls
yes.
are artists.
That's a good point
She
to
like
make.
paints. Ramona. I also would say that like Ramona is still like artistically inclined because she does her hair. Like she's
Yeah.
very like artistic. And then in Vanilla Sky,
Yeah.
Sophie is an artist.
artist,
That's what
yeah.
she paints. And all of them are fake. Like
Oh,
Sophie
right?
is not real. Ruby's not real.
Yes.
And Ramona is like fantastical because she like has
She has
that whole, like,
powers. Yeah.
yeah, she has powers and she like skates through his
She
like, mind
skates.
space.
Yeah.
Oh my
so-
God.
Her superpower is roller skating. No, but she like goes through his like brain space or whatever.
Yeah, that's so
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what would you rate this movie, Jilly?
I give it 3. No, I like how it handles the topic, but as a movie, it was alright.
I can't lie.
Oh. Speak your truth.
I'm gonna speak my truth. I give this a 4 because
Oh,
Dano.
Oh, girl. Oh.
It was really enjoyable to watch.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I can't. It's my
It's
calling.
okay. Speak your truth.
I'm speaking my truth.
Okay.
But I did like it. I'd give it a 4. I think it
Really?
was very interesting to watch, and I would recommend this to people, especially if you don't maybe love traditional rom-coms.
Yeah.
I think this toes the line enough to where you would enjoy it
Yeah.
if you like them, but you also would enjoy it if you don't, because it has very interesting, like, thematic points.
And it does end in a happy note too, so.
Which is okay.
He deserved that?
Bruh.
Bruh. No.
I was gonna say no. He did not. That was weird. I think that is what, like, why I was saying earlier, it kind of falls victim to the tropes it's trying to subvert, because why in the world did he get that second chance?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think that should have happened. I think that should not have happened. I think that kind of, like, defeated the purpose.
How do you think it should have ended?
It should have been, like, maybe,
He should have been alone.
You should have left her alone.
He should have left her
right?
alone.
Exactly.
He should have saw
He should have
saw her
it.
and walked away.
Saying that, like, he should have saw that she was, like, free doing her own thing and just left her alone, like, happy with just
but that would have been more impactful.
It would have been more
personally,
impactful.
in my opinion, too.
Exactly.
I think if he would have saw her, like, reading his book and then just, like, from a distance acknowledged it and walked away, I think that would have. I don't know. I just think the fact that they end up getting back together, it defeats all the purposes. I truly think that him acknowledging and being able to remove himself and continue and letting her be her own person and him be his own person would have shown the most growth. But instead, he is actually the worst, which I guess also could prove the point is that he still sucks, and so he goes back to her because he sucks. He can't just let her be her own person.
Like,
he has to taint her again.
I know, like, he thinks he deserves a second chance with
but
her.
he doesn't. Like,
he's entitled to that now.
Right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, that is interesting.
What do you rate it, Hadassah?
I agree with Jilly on this one. I'm gonna have to give it a 3 out of 5. I like kind of like what you said. Like, I do like the overall theme of it. I feel like at some points, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was kind of like bored. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, I just feel like not until like it was slowly like building up and like the climax. That's what got me hooked. But prior to that, like I genuinely can't remember most of the scenes.
Well, I do.
Oh,
because
yeah, we know.
Oh, okay. You know what? On that note, Vanilla Sky is the final movie we're gonna talk about, which I'm happy that I did pick this because I hadn't seen it before. It's one of the only Tom Cruise films I haven't seen, and it does have a Manic Pixie Dream Girl in it, but it's such a different genre, and like the setting that she's placed in is so different. Like the story-wise, it's just so different. So I think it kind of adds an interesting perspective. But God, I don't even know how to describe this film. I'll do my best to give a basic rundown. Essentially, Vanilla Sky, it's a 2001 film starring Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz, and Penelope Cruz. And basically, Tom Cruise's character, David, is a rich playboy who has everything materialistically. He has Cameron Diaz's character, Juliet, is kind of like his friends with benefit situationship, but he's lacking like that love in his life, so he's kind of at a place where he's kind of stagnant. He has no drive, and then he meets Sophia at his birthday party, and she becomes an immediate infatuation for David, because of course she stumbles in wearing a big coat, really clumsy. She's like making fun of his artwork because she's just not like other girls. And he loves that. And shenanigans really, I know I said this on the last podcast too, but shenanigans ensue. They kind of start to foster a relationship, but then Julie is so crushed by this because she's really in love with David. So what happens is she, in a very well done, jarring scene.
Yeah.
She commits suicide with him in the car. She drives off a cliff. David survives, but his face is like ruined, so he's no longer this like sexy playboy, and it kind of follows the story from there, how he quote unquote picks up the pieces. But the movie is like, it's a thriller, and it's hard to know what's really happening and what's not, because we find out at the end that almost all of the film was a dream, because he's at a it's very hard to explain if you haven't seen the movie, but there's a point where he meets up with Julie again, and they go to a bar with his friend. From that point on, it's all a lucid dream. So yeah, which I hated. I know we talked about this, but I hated that. I thought that was annoying. But so I set that up because it's very different from Ruby Sparks and Scott Pilgrim, where Scott Pilgrim is more lighthearted, comic feeling, and Ruby Sparks is more rom-com-esque feeling with like that still like scary undertone a little bit like at the end. But this movie is like more of a thriller, because he's kind of going out of his mind. He's just losing it, but still Sophia is his Manic Pixie dream girl. She brings light to his life, and it's very interesting because in this film I feel like they show the Manic Pixie dream girl Sophia versus the girl who is like more standard, like Julie, because Sophia's like not like other girls, where Julie is like quote unquote like other girls, because she's like a rich, like whatever, basic girl. And yeah, she's, for David, Sophia's cool in a refreshing way that totally contrasts Julie. And Sophia's an artist who has bangs. She gives him a purpose in his life, and that's what propels the story. And she's totally just a plot device. She has no character. She's so annoying. She says the most cheesy lines. I actually really don't like Sophia. I think that like there's some things that she says where it's like, girl, no one talks like that. I can't think of things off the top of my head. There's some very iconic lines, but where I love the line where she was like talking about Julie, and she's like, that's the saddest girl who's ever held a martini or something. But she just says some things that are super cheesy, so you could tell she's just there to be like a poetic, like moving force for David, to make him become a better person and show him compassion. He literally does. He's like, I'm gonna actually have goals and treat people at my job with compassion and stuff. And they also love to capitalize on her being witty. They literally talk about...
Oh my word, yeah.
They talk about how she's witty, like, over and over and over. Girl, we get it. Okay. Bruh, okay. It's just, she's non-existent. Where Ramona's non-existent, and she's a terrible person. Sophia's non-existent. Period. Like, and she's also fake. David, low-key... she's a product of his imagination. After a certain point, she becomes just a product of his imagination, so it like fits that theme. It's like, she's not real. She's the idea. Like she literally is just the idea that he's in love with. He doesn't even know her. They met one time in person.
I was gonna mention that they met only like once. They spent like one day, and that's it.
It's like, okay, damn. It's okay. And again, none of this would have happened if David wasn't a whore. I'm sorry.
No, actually, no.
I must speak my truth again.
Okay. Girl.
Tom Cruise, man, he looked real good in this film. Like, there were scenes when he was with Sophia, and I was like, oh,
stop.
But yeah, I also think it was interesting that in the other films, Scott and Calvin, they're like really bad people.
Oh yes, they're all narcissists.
They're narcissists.
They
and
are.
David's a narcissist, but he's not like a bad person. He doesn't do anything like, well, he treats Julie terribly, but Calvin is a super villain. Calvin's a super villain, and Scott Pilgrim is like a douche. Yeah. He's like a douche. But I don't know, I feel like David, the circumstances are so different. Like, he's trying to figure out what's reality and what's not. His friends treat him worse than anything else. I feel like his best friend was awful. I don't know. I just think it was interesting. It was a different framing, but yeah.
I think it's interesting how we all didn't like the endings for all of our films, and I think that's interesting in a sense. I was gonna say something. I forgot Tom Cruise had dimples. Until I watched that movie, I was like, where did those two things come from? Anyways,
Because he's
sorry,
so
sidetrack.
fun.
That was a
People-
sidetrack. That was a
And
sidetrack.
you better back off because
Oh.
I have not endured
Oh.
years of people making fun of me.
Okay, but guess
For
what
my
I
laugh?
literally did after I watched that movie? I watched compilations of how Tom Cruise is a terrible husband to Nicole Kidman and his other wife. So
Oh.
No comment. He treats me well.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
We
what
have
I
a
thought.
loving, prosperous relationship. Thank you for asking my opinion. Next question.
Okay. Anyways, oh my, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I can change him.
You can fix him. Okay, that's what, guys. Thanks
You'll
for,
be his
that's
Manic
what I was gonna say.
Maybe I am the Manic Pixie dream girl.
You're his man.
Period.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think what made Julie so Sophia, sorry. I mean, they're technically the same thing. Anyways, what made her so appealing to him was the fact that she accepted him after the accident. You know, when she came back for him when he
Yeah.
was lying in the gutter, and
Yeah.
she came back and she was like, "I'm gonna choose you." I feel like underneath the playboy is a shallow man, and yes, ma'am.
For the people listening at home, I raised my hand. No, because what you were saying just gave me like a thought.
Yeah.
It's like back to that same thing because like why he found her so appealing
Exactly,
in
yeah.
all these films. Like what I was saying earlier, like these girls are
Yeah.
like new frontier for them to conquer and explore and try and
Yeah.
understand. And I think the fact that Sophia wouldn't let him hit, she like wouldn't let him kiss her.
I mean, she
She wouldn't
changed it
let him-
up. Sorry.
She did. She kissed. They only kissed one time. Like actually.
Oh, yeah, I
in real life,
forgot.
they kissed one time. But that was like after like he wanted to do things right away. But like I think that also was such an appealing thing for him because again, it's
Yeah.
like these Manic Pixie dream girls are these cool mysterious girls, but in addition, Sophia had that like aura of like sexual mystique. And he saw like the picture of another man on a fridge, and I think that like
Yeah.
drove him more crazy. Also, Sophia's interesting because in her case, she like would bruise his ego, but like just enough.
Then he'd come back.
Right, exactly. But I think like
Yeah.
that would like drive him because he wanted to like
Yeah.
have that challenge. Like these girls
Yeah.
are like just challenges for them to
Yeah.
conquest
Right,
and then
yeah.
become better people and then drop them and move
Yeah,
on.
I'm not gonna lie though, I did enjoy their banter. I thought that I feel like they had more conversation than Ramona and Scott Pilgrim combined. Like,
when
it
did
was
they,
a little more
like-
entertaining.
when
And
did-
I
Yeah.
thought that was so interesting that you brought up Julie and Sophia, because it reminded me of Knives and Ramona. Like, it's always it's always putting these two women against each other.
Against each other.
One who's different, born in the wrong generation, and then the
Wait,
other one
and-
who's just like,
Yeah, Ruby Sparks had
Simple.
Well,
that
I was
too.
gonna say that like his ex-girlfriend.
oh yeah,
See,
yeah.
they were kind of similar, but not
Yeah.
similar enough. But like, it's kind of like almost he was like perfecting like
Right,
his
but
ex-girlfriend.
also,
Yeah.
like,
right,
kind of
he was
thing.
perfecting his
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend, and then we also saw like other women trying to come on to
Yeah.
him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
I
I
forgot
mentioned-
about her.
You know, I
This is
didn't
the
mention.
year of realizing things.
No, I had a
Thanks.
quote. I didn't mention it when I was gonna talk about Ruby Sparks. Like
Oh.
he literally, because he was talking about like, oh, girls want me because I wrote a good book or whatever, and he literally said they're not interested in me. They're not interested in me. They're interested in some idea of me. But like that's kind of
Yeah.
ironic.
But that's the whole point.
Yeah,
That's the whole point,
yeah. Period.
Me when I missed the point.
Missed
Like
the
entirely,
point.
I missed the plot.
But
yeah.
I think it's interesting how I feel like deep down they do know that they're boring people.
Yeah.
So it's like having that interesting personality,
like-
choose them, like the fact that they chose them and they accept them for who they are, dry. I feel like that just makes them want them more and makes them
Yeah.
more captivated by
Yeah,
her.
they're like
yeah.
cool in a refreshing way.
Yeah.
That these men know that they can harness and control.
Yeah.
It's yeah,
and
it's,
then
it's
also,
control,
like,
yeah.
Use them as a stepping stone to become better and experience their
Yeah.
youth again. Because of course Sophia's like younger than him. I think David is also like at a point where he's like struggling with being past the age of 30. He's 33, which is explicitly mentioned, which is also
Yeah.
something to bring up. But that same thing of like these girls bring a sense of youth back into their life. Like they want that
Yeah.
innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I mentioned it earlier, but the scene of her walking around eating the grapes,
Oh my god,
Sophia's like
stop.
not real. Like totally, she
Yeah.
literally isn't really real, but like, I
Yeah.
just, bro, honestly, she like truly to a T, it does not exist outside of Tom Cruise. I don't
Tom
think
Cruise.
that like she has also a single
Yeah.
conversation.
No, she
Yeah.
definitely does
not
not.
a we don't even see her talk to anybody. At least with Ruby, she talks to
The mom.
parents.
Yeah.
Right,
Like anyone
but-
else.
she talks to like nobody unless it's him or
the
he's in
best
the room or
friend.
it's
The
about
friend,
him. But
yeah.
it's like, wow,
Yeah.
like these Manic Pixie girls
Yeah.
have no sense of self.
Yeah.
But they have such a sense of self. It's
It's
interesting.
different, yeah.
They're one-dimensional.
Yeah, and I think I can't stop thinking about when she walked in that party with this coat, like the big coat, and she was like, you're like, there's no more room for my big coat. Can you put it somewhere? And I was just
It's
like, I'm just
actually
like, what
crazy.
in the world?
She's actually crazy.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Also, I will say on the note of just like talking about the film itself, we talked about how we didn't like the ending because
Yeah.
basically what
yeah.
happens is he finds out that he has been lucid dreaming in like a cryo frozen state for
yeah.
125 years. It's really honestly strange. What I wish that they would have done was they explored this possibility that the doctors who try and fix his face, his best friend, and like the therapist that he has in jail obviously isn't real, but they explore that all of them are in on this conspiracy to ruin David's life and take over his spot as like CEO of this company. And I really wish they would have done that. I wish they would have done that.
Yeah.
Instead, basically, he like kills himself in the dream
Yeah.
to restore himself in real life and to continue living like a normal person again. But I don't know. I think it would have been really cool to if they followed that.
Yeah, or
Really
like
more interesting.
yeah,
I
or if
just-
he murdered someone, like I would have thought.
They
I
talk
would've
about
loved
that plot
yeah.
point that he like killed somebody, but
Yeah.
then it's revealed that because they show that he not only killed Sophia, but he like really like physically abused
abused,
Juliet
yeah.
or Julie.
Julia.
And then but then at the end he realizes like, oh, he didn't actually kill her
Yeah.
or her Julie. Instead he was the one who killed himself in real life.
Yeah,
Which is like, oh, boring snooze.
Yeah, right.
No,
I
actually-
honestly, it just felt like lazy writing at that point. Like
They
they didn't
didn't
know
know
what
how to
they didn't
wrap
know what
it
to do with themselves. It was becoming too long. They were like-
Right, it was getting too long and complicated. They had to end that.
When
That's
that
crazy.
murder subplot came out, I'm like, okay, it's getting more interesting. I'm getting kind of bored.
Because
And then
when they showed him like killing her in
yeah,
the
I
back,
was like, wow, like, that was a
but that
really
would have been
good
so
scene.
good because
Yeah.
I feel like I just would have really subverted the trope, like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
a little more, like
Yeah.
literally killing her and snuffing out her life in the way that like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all, in their own way, snuff out the girl's life and make her a shell
Yeah.
of herself. That would have been so interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it ends, and so he of course gets his second chance, which they don't show, but it's
Yeah.
implied heavily that he does.
Yeah.
But man, that would have been so cool. So that's why, to me, I feel like I ranked this movie
Yeah.
like maybe a 3. I love Tom Cruise so much, so it has to be higher than a 2. But Sophia sucked, and I also the sound design, bro. Some of the songs, okay. Which,
Oh yeah. Well,
so of course they played Radiohead.
That's
It was like the
okay.
opening song, but some of the like the actual like score was terrible.
Yeah.
Like banjo
Yeah.
sounding
Oh my
music, and I was
God.
like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, what is going on?" But I don't know. There was like really cool scenes, like the scene of Julie driving off the cliff,
Yeah,
like
I
that
did like
build-up.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That
Right.
was intense.
There was a lot of it, like really good moments. So I feel like that
Yeah.
this movie was good, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I would recommend it to everybody. I think it was
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
I like
hard to
probably recommend
follow.
the first like 50 minutes to them, and then just say it ends there.
right. End it when he
Um,
gets in the car.
I thought that it was kind of weird to me how she only spoke like one line of like Spanish that the whole entire movie, but then
it
they
was, like,
never really
really
talked
fast.
about
I know,
yeah.
and he just like loved it for some reason.
Yeah,
He was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Spanish for like
Yeah.
a scene, like, and he's just like, wow, that's so hot.
No,
Yeah,
It's
he
just, like, the
doesn't
point of
know.
her being like nothing, like she's such
Yeah.
a ball of nothing.
Yeah. Like I think it's interesting how we don't know anything about these ladies. Like genuinely. Like I think we know that Ramona is from America.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah,
And then
that's it.
she has 7 exes and she has commitment issues.
Ruby Sparks is not
Not
She's
real.
really
I
not
mean,
real.
so.
literally her backstory isn't real either.
She's
and then
an
for Sophia, like
Right.
we don't
Sophia,
know.
we know nothing. We don't
Actually.
even know. Like, and it's interesting because with all of the male characters, we see a full in-depth look into their social circle, their families, like their daily lives. But the women are just they're just like there to exist in the man's timeline. They just kind of
Yeah.
randomly spawn in and then spawn out.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's their whole existence. So
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I feel like I would rate Vanilla Sky a 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it sucked because the beginning was so good. Yeah, the middle part was so good. Like when it was like building up. Like the plot twists were, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of yeah. I mean, it was good, and then until it wasn't.
Right.
So.
It was good until it wasn't because they had cool plot twists.
They
but
did. Yeah.
The movie literally was pointless in its own universe. I think I also saw like a Letterboxd review talking.
Copyright.
Yeah, I know, but it's so true though because literally none of it mattered.
Yeah,
because I don't even think
I hate Dream Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just it came out of nowhere. Like I felt like we were like building up to this one thing. They're like, oh, it was a dream.
Yeah.
It could be a bit different, you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
He just also that scene, bro, where he's
no, the elevator where they're going up.
and
the sky.
The sky looks so bad.
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky.
You can tell they spent the whole. They spent the whole budget
on Tom Cruise.
Oh no, literally, actually, yeah.
On the
really
cast,
did.
yeah.
Dude, okay, yeah, I will say the acting kind of saved it though, low-key, because Cameron Diaz, I was scared of Cameron Diaz.
Scared of him.
Dude,
she was like, I was like genuinely like, whoa! I'm like, girl, get out of here.
She was crazy, but God, yeah. Okay, so what do you rate it? What do you rate it?
I give it 3.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah, I'd say give it a 3.
Yeah. Well, how do we rank our 3 dream girls?
Oh,
Ramona,
the girls first. Okay.
Ruby and Sophia. You want to go first, Jilly?
Okay. Well, I definitely like Ruby the most. Like, I know we talked about she actually had at least some semblance of, like, a personality, you know?
Period.
I think second, Sophia.
Mm.
And then 3, Ramona. I don't know. Ramona was just giving me nothing. Like, really. Like, she just... I do not know. I know nothing about her besides her, like, exes, and that's literally it.
Yeah. That's so good. I, like... Obviously, Ruby Sparks first. Like, I think that she had more depth.
Yeah.
To an extent. And then, honestly, it's so hard. Like, I don't like either one of them. No,
I know.
Can I be controversial?
Go for it.
I agree. Ruby's first.
Okay. Yeah. It's a hard.
But for me, Ramona's second.
Oh!
Because at least she was a terrible person. But Sophia, what was she?
she was
actually
there.
Nothing. But at least Ramona has cool hair, cool clothes, cool sense of... Like, she liked a lot of cool things. I don't know. She sucked. I did not like her. But Sophia, I feel like I don't know what I would know about Sophia.
That's true.
She likes grapes and she paints. Right.
She knows Spanish.
Right. Oh, okay. They didn't even show her, like, in the real world during this whole time. Like, they just show her going to his funeral, and she walks in, literally says nothing, and walks out.
She smiled. Look, she smiled. She laughed. She laughed.
It was giving like when the sugar babies go to, like, their...
She was like, where? She had her arms open. She thought, that's too funny. Honestly, yeah, I agree. I think it just made me... I don't know why I'm still, like... I guess for me, it's the fact that Scott chose a white girl over the Asian girl that I'm just like, I am. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Yeah. I think I might have to place.
I think I'm right. I think it's okay. Ruby, Ramona, then Sophia.
And then Sophia. Okay, I mean, at least Sophia has a little bit of spice in her anyways. Yeah, because she knows Spanish. At least she's bilingual.
She's please.
Hola.
Okay, but how do we rank the men?
The men.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is hard. Are we by attractiveness?
We can do both.
Let's rank the men on what the likelihood of who you would succumb to and be a Manic Pixie dream girl the most. Rank it.
This is gonna be hard for you.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, this is hard. Is it Tom?
Oh, this is hard. Tom, then Paul, then Scott.
His name is Michael.
Michael Sarah.
Yeah.
What's Paul's character? What's his name again?
Calvin. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I just know his husband. Sorry.
Wait, are we okay? Wait.
So like rank them in the order of who you would most likely be a Manic Pixie dream girl for.
Yeah, I'm all for the guy who's just like he doesn't have social media. He
Click
writes.
it.
He
Stop.
reads.
Actually,
so I'm
no.
gonna put.
No, true.
What?
True.
Thank you. Because some people judge me for that.
No,
It's not a safe space for me sometimes.
No, it's not a safe space, but it's a safe space here. Because
Okay,
I
thank
agree.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to be Calvin because I mean, he's just different. He's different. He writes. Okay, anyways. Second. Okay, wait. Does
Scott would
looks
hate you.
But at least he
Oh,
would
you're
give
not
me
white
a
enough for him.
chance.
Oh no.
Scott?
Yeah.
Give you
You're not a minor. You're not a minor.
Oh, that's true. You're too
He,
old
how
for
would he
him.
know? I look like I'm 12.
Don't.
it.
Please.
Honestly, like, okay, but like, do looks count? Please.
Is Scott your number 2?
Cause he plays the
Oh.
bass.
Oh, that no.
Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
That's why I asked if looks mattered.
No, but like, okay.
Like,
no,
are you
it doesn't.
rating
But
Michael
what I
Cera
would
over
say,
Tom
what I would
Cruise?
say,
No, I said if looks didn't
Oh,
matter,
okay, I was
if
like,
it's just
no.
the character. I'm sorry, but Tom Cruise, like, what does he do though? Like, he's a nepo
Don't make
baby.
me say
He's a
it.
nepo
Oh.
baby.
Is it?
No, I'm talking about
Hey,
him as
so
a
Scott.
character.
Okay.
the correct order is Calvin, and then David, and then Scott. And I'm not talking about like actor-wise. I'm just talking about as a whole. I agree. Like personality, I would. Ooh,
Oh.
wait, but this is hard.
Oh, the villain.
I feel like they're all
Okay,
But
but
no,
like,
I love a villain, so I don't care.
I forgot you love broken
Okay, go.
things.
Julie has to go.
Me, no, I was gonna say, was it Calvin?
Yeah.
What is Tom Cruise's name?
David.
David.
Oh,
and then
Scott.
Wall, and then Scott. Like, I'm sick.
Guys, it's not a safe place anymore.
Well, it's
No, but
I-
Julie
No,
and
but
I are
without
right.
looks.
You're right.
Without
Yeah, I'm
looks.
reformed.
Like,
Julie and I are
literally,
right.
But he's a
Scott
nepo
Pilgrim,
baby.
he's literally nothing.
Guys,
I'm being so
I thought
Julie,
you
no,
would
no.
eat. Guys, eat the
This is
rich.
driving a wedge between us. Please. Guys, we can't actually be like the Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
Oh,
because
guys,
we can't
we're
have
fighting.
them.
Why
They're
are we
pitting us
fighting?
against.
I know, why are we fighting
Why are we
over
fighting?
him?
It's the bangs.
Guys,
It's the
the
bangs.
Bangs.
Oh, guys, no, because they're pitting us against each other. They're winning.
I know.
They're winning. We can't
let them
win.
win.
They're winning.
We can't,
Guys,
we
okay.
can't.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
We're holding
Thank you.
hands.
We're holding hands, by the way.
we have forgiven each other.
Yeah. Also, to the viewers at home, I so apologize for how blown out the audio is because we're yelling and laughing the entire time. We're passionate.
We
because
are.
no, I was really excited about this topic, and there's so much to say, but we're already running out of time. Like we're past that hour mark.
Are we actually?
Yes, it's an hour and 2 minutes.
Wait, what? I genuinely thought
So
it was
I-
like 40 minutes.
I know,
Right,
right?
no. But I apologize to all of y'all wearing headphones because I'm wearing headphones listening to this. And, oh my god.
Oh, sorry. You love
No,
our
I'm
beautiful
yelling.
voices?
Huh?
Oh.
You love our beautiful voices?
Actually, I do. It's really nice.
Our quirky laughs.
I know.
Anyway, so Jilly, would you like to tell the viewers the next topic?
I would. So next week's topic, movie musicals.
Which,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
and we're gonna have lots of guests on that episode. It's a jam-packed episode, so you guys have to listen.
Yes, you guys post every other Thursday.
Period.
So look forward to that.
Yeah, and if you attend USF, please join the New Media Collective. If you want to join this podcast, if you want to be a part of it, if you want to be a part of our student journal, our social media team, we meet every Monday at 5:30. You can follow us on Instagram to stay updated with all of our event news, podcast updates, everything at New Media Collective _USF. And also, people, make sure you click the link tree in our bio because we have made a letterboxd as a club. So if you want to keep track of all the films we're watching for the podcast, yeah, it'll be there. And yeah, I think that this brings us to the final segment. And boy, do we have a great movie quote to end on. We have a performance, dare I say. Okay. Are we ready? I'm just trying to get you guys ready. Okay. Oh my god. He's dating a fat ass hipster chick. I hate her stupid guts. He only likes her because she's old. She's probably like 25. Oh, she's just a fat ass white girl, you know?
I think you mentioned she was fat.
She's got a head start. I mean, I didn't know there was good music until like 2 months ago. Hey, this really burns.
You should rinse.
When I got this idea, I just thought, I have to do it.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Oh God, I look so good. Period.
Wait, I was a theater kid. Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.